All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have the one and only one-third of Grammy award-winning hip-hop group straight out of East Orange, New Jersey. We have Vinrock of Naughty by Nature right here, back on the radio station airways, man. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to say it's good to have you back on the radio station airways, man. I know you're a busy guy with planning this tour, and Fiesta just dropped at midnight last night, so I'm going to dive right into this interview. But I do know that our first interview, we did talk about the Independent Leaders album, and of course, the self-titled Naughty by Nature album. So I figured start things off with February 23rd of 1993, where you guys actually released the phenomenal 1993. I was wondering, can you tell us a story behind that phenomenal album? And of course, what was it like just being in the studio and putting that legendary project together?
Yeah, I like it too. The Pursuit of Happiness movie. You know? When you're grinding and you're on the club, you just put on the blinders. You don't count numbers. You don't count the wins or losses. You just move forward. You know. So when we came out with the first album in '91, we were blessed to have platinum album, double platinum single, and CP in our debut album. We came right behind it at the 93 album, and Hip Hop Parade was the first single, and man, it was like, wow, it was magic, back-to-back hit singles, man, and our studio vibe with my legs up under us, and we had a lot of confidence because we've been in new and happy. So we could change our name, then it finally, then people found a one-hit wonder, or it's a fluke. So the second album, really these guys are here to stay.
I was wondering though, Vinny, can you hear me good? I do know that the audio is kind of cutting in and out. I was wondering if you can hear me all good on your end.
Yeah, I could definitely hear you.
Okay, perfect. I just noticed it was cutting out a little bit there, so I just wanted to make sure you could hear me.
Okay. Yep, I can hear you.
But also as well, with that album actually turning 30 years old in a few years, I was wondering, is there any plans to actually re-release that project as a special edition vinyl or digitally remastered? Because I believe it turns 30 years old next year.
Yeah, so next year we have some incredible partnerships with Reservoir Publishing. They acquired Tommy Boy Records, so they're still operating under the Tommy Boy Music record label brand, and we have a great rapport with them because they have ownership in our legacy catalog. So it's going to be the 30th anniversary of Hip Hop Parade next year, and not only with Tommy Boy are we planning a great year, we're planning a great year with our licensing partner, Global Merchandise. So we'll be putting together some great product, music-wise and merch-wise next year for the 30th anniversary of 1993.
I gotta say, that actually makes me really happy to hear. I remember when you guys, I believe it was last year or the year before, you guys had the Poverty Paradise merchandise out on the website, and I had to snag myself an OPP t-shirt.
Yeah, absolutely. And as well, we had the Poverty's Paradise, I think it was the 25th anniversary of that vinyl. So we did that as well. But yeah, man, we're excited, man, because we're independent doing this Hilltown Sluggers project. Then we have the legacy brand Naughty by Nature, and then we have our licensing partners as far as merchandising. So it's like the trifecta. And we have the virtual world going on, the Web3 movement, our Illtown Island metaverse on AltSpace VR. So it's like all of these tools and tentacles. I feel like, just with all of this technology, I feel like we're just starting, you know what I'm saying? Like a startup group using all of these new tools to be independent, but yet we have a 32-year legacy. So it's great.
And also as well, in the year 1993, you guys actually, Naughty by Nature, actually starred in the superhero comedy film The Meteor Man as a street gang, alongside Cypress Hill. From what you can recall, I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about this film role, and of course, what was it like just being a part of it?
You know what's funny? I am here in New Jersey in the mall, right? Because we leave for this New Kids on the Block tour on Monday. And I'm here buying luggage for one of my crew members, and I need a couple of last-minute bags, tour luggage. And the salesperson who helped me is like, you know what, I don't mean to go here, but you know what was my favorite movie you guys were involved in? Meteor. This last hour ago. So it's funny you're asking me about this, So, yeah, Meteor Man, let me tell you something. I am not one for certain patience, And when we filmed that Meteor Man movie, that's what made me say, okay, this is me. I don't want to be an actor. It was just too much hurry up and wait, sitting in the trailer, getting ready, hold on, they're about to call you. Oh, no, they're not going to call you. Wait a little more, sit there. Oh, it was, and then compared to music, because everything is gone. Oh, go, ready, set, go with music. I'm like, man, this controlled environment thing doesn't work for me, So I remember that as, like, I didn't want to be an actor, but Robert Townsend, the director and producer, he was our homie, man. So for him to just invite us and our guys, Cypress Hill, big shout to Muggs and Be Real and Sundar, like, we were all just on a come up. So that was a big moment for us to be in a movie. But yeah, man, it was great. It was great.
I totally forgot you guys were in that movie until last week when I actually watched it again for the longest time. And when that scene came up, I was like, yo, that's Naughty by Nature. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, yo, if I'm interviewing Vinny, I gotta bring up this movie.
Right.
But also as well, man, jumping ahead in the timeline a little bit, on April 27th of 1999, you guys actually released 1999's Nature's Fury. That was actually the first and only album on Arista Records. I was wondering, what made you guys decide to only release one project on that particular record label? And of course, can you tell us a bit more about this phenomenal project? Because it did just turn 23 years old, I believe, last week.
Yeah, so our Nature's Fury album was the first album we did outside of Tommy Boy Records. So Tommy Boy is the label we signed to when we signed to Flavor Unit Management, which is Queen Latifah's management company. We signed to them in 1990, signed our record deal with Tommy Boy Records in 1990-91, and then we did our first 3 albums with Tommy Boy. So after we departed from Tommy Boy, or even during that time, Naughty by Nature was on Tommy Boy, and our DJ and producer KG was producing other groups. So he had already produced Jeanne and had a production deal over at Motown Records. Then, he and Shakim put together another deal with Arista Records, and he did the R&B group Next. So Next blew up, super big, and we really had 2 avenues of distribution when it comes to putting out music. We had Naughty with Tommy Boy, and now we had, Arista with Next. So when we ended our contract, first 3-album contract with Tommy Boy, we were free agents and went over to Arista with Clive Davis. I mean, they had everybody over there, TLC, Bad Boy Records, so it was a good scenario for us. So we did that Nature's Fury album over there. I remember, that's when you got into what was considered big budget movie music videos. So I remember collaborating with Master P and those guys on a Live or Die song. We did our music video Jamboree in there. Shaq came and did a cameo. We had tons of cameos. Pepper from Salt and Pepper, Big Laz and those guys. So it was crazy, man. 1999 Nature's Fury was definitely a very fun album. And yeah, that video Jamboree, we big rap tour bus. We were on tour back then. So those were very good years for us.
And I gotta say, my favorite song off that record is actually Holiday, and I still bump that in my car like it came out yesterday. But I gotta say, when you brought up, like motion picture type music videos, I gotta say the music video for that was absolutely phenomenal. You had so many legendary actors just in that one video alone.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, those were the glory days, but I'm excited about what's going on right now. And, we're about to leave out on this tour. We got this Hilltown Sluggers project, and we just dropped the single today, but now the video is coming May 9th, and just going to get a whole new reset. We call this the Great Reset, man, and great new energy after this pandemic. This will be our first time touring in like 2 years since the pandemic, and we're ready to go put in work.
And also, when we're actually on the topic of this tour, because I did have a few other questions, but I figured let's just dive into the tour here quickly. As you said, you are going to be going on tour starting May 10th, North American tour. I was wondering, what can our listeners expect from these up-and-coming performances? Because I do know you're going to be hitting Toronto as well on June 22nd.
Yeah, so Illtown Sluggers is a new startup project. It consists of myself, my DJ KG, so it's really two-thirds in audio and nature, and then we have our homie DJ Slugger, the mascot, and Bear. So we're doing a DJ hype set. We opened the tour, and we opened the whole entire show, and now, as a group, we get to promote and perform brand new music. This is the way we broke OPP, Hip Hop Array, all of our songs. We toured and then, performed the songs no one knew of in front of masses. So we're about to do that with our new single Fiesta during this New Kids on the Block mixtape tour too. And man, it's going to be a crazy DJ hype set. We're going to be banging Fiesta. Fiesta is going to be the hit single of the summer of 2022, and it'll definitely be one of those songs that last 20, 30 more years.
And also as well, when it comes to the tour, I do know that you guys actually have the Illtown, the Sluggers Lounge, where you can actually buy VIP tickets and come backstage and party with you guys for 1 hour. For the individuals that that already have their New Kids on the Block tickets, that might be hearing right now about the Sluggers Lounge, can you tell us a bit more about what goes on in the Sluggers Lounge, and of course, how can we actually grab ourselves some last-minute tickets?
Yeah, definitely. So the Sluggers Lounge is our pre-show, pre-concert meet and greet experience. So if you go to thesluggerstore.com and you already have your tickets to the mixtape tour too, you can purchase your VIP Sluggers Lounge meet and greet tickets by way of Eventbrite, direct to consumer, straight from us. And once you get in there, man, it is a party. We have a big Slugger blow-up chair where you can sit and take pictures with us. We have mini wild party going on, and you get the dance line. We got surprises, giveaways, treats, personal performances. We'll be rocking out for the people, man. Oh, it's going to be crazy. And then we're going to the recap video. So we will be filming, and if you're lucky enough to make it on the recap video, you will go viral. So be ready to dance, put your dance shoes on, and come rock with us at the Sluggers Lounge, all right? TheSluggerStore.com. That's where you get the passes.
And I gotta say as well, I actually have tickets to the New Kids on the Block tour in Toronto and tickets to the Sluggers Lounge, so it's definitely going to be an honor to be able to shake the hands of the individuals I grew up listening to, and I'm definitely looking forward to partying with you guys and kicking off my summer the right way.
You know what I've got to say, and everyone, I'm sure if you're following us on at IlltownSluggers.com on Instagram, we've been promoting the Slugger chains, man. So everyone who purchases a Slugger Lounge meet and greet gets a free Illtown Slugger, the Slugger bling chain, man. You should see it. It's flagged out, We have the big Slugger head or the full body Slugger character on the chain. You get to pick your pendant, and everyone who purchases Slugger Lounge free chain.
I gotta say, I'm definitely looking forward to getting my hands on one of those come June 22nd.
Yes, sir.
But also as well, the one thing that I actually remember, going back and just watching TV and whatnot as a youngster, in 2001, you guys actually released a song, Here Comes the Money, that actually has been used as Shane McMahon's theme song out there in WWE for the wrestling. I was wondering, what is the story behind that song? And of course, how did that partnership with WWE come to be for you guys? Because I gotta say, that is definitely a moneymaker.
Yeah, definitely. I remember back in the day, I mean, we were red hot, man, so we called for a lot of different things, but of course, you know, we're 70s and 80s babies, and we grew up on the WWF, and when, come on, man, Vince McMahon and My Name is Vincent, when those guys called that way, we were like that. And of course, Shane was a fan of us. He's more of our age, and we made it happen, man. Here Comes the Money. He needed a theme song, and now that's like one of our underground hits. It's an underground mainstream hit because of the WWE and WWF.
And I gotta say, he's still using that theme even till this day when he is in WWE, because I do know him and his father kind of have their differences, but when he does come back, he still uses that exact same theme.
Yeah, it's a classic, man. You know, you can't touch the classics, man. Just let them be and live in the moment.
And also, as well, a year later, yourself and Tretch actually released the album titled Icons, where you guys actually had different producers, including the Beat Miners. I was wondering, what actually made you guys decide to put together this very unique but amazing project? And of course, what was it like just working with the Beat Miners?
I know the Beat Miners, come on, that's Brooklyn's finest, Big Shop and Mr. Walter. Man, it's so crazy, yo. We're from Jersey, so we're about 30, 40 minutes away from those guys, and it's nothing like that authentic New York City boom bap hip hop, you know. So when it came time for us to do the Icons album, you know, it's like we had to dig in. We worked with different producers. You know, KG was doing his own thing with Divine Mill Records, so we kind of had to keep it moving. And it was a great experience working from different producers, from Little John and All Star. We did the song us and 3LW, you know, and come on, Notori Norton, she's on out right now, killing it. Adrienne Bailon had a great run with her talk show, The Talk. And, you know, it was a great play of what we did with the Icons album. And big shout to Brian Leach, because he had Polo Ground Music, and he did the deal with us, but he runs the whole ASAP Mob situation with Polo Ground Records, and he's rocking out with ASAP Ferg and ASAP Rocky.
And the one individual you actually had the opportunity to work on with that album is actually Pink. I was wondering, what was it like working with her on that particular project? Because, of course, as you already know, she's definitely a different vibe from hip-hop, but you guys had phenomenal chemistry with her.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, Tretch, he's like a people's magnet. So somewhere along the line, we ended up with Pink. And she was our label mate on Alistair, you know, prior to us doing that album. So they hooked up, and then we had a bouncing track. She got on it, felt it, and we made magic, man. I wish we could perform that record more, but we'll catch up.
And also as well, on December 13th of 2011, Naughty by Nature actually released the album Anthem Inc. I was wondering, can you tell us a bit more about that particular project? And of course, will there ever actually be an 8th Naughty by Nature studio album in the future?
Well, with Anthem Inc, I mean, it was a lot going on back then, because, of course, when you're in a group, you go through trials and tribulations, and we have friction in the group. So we kind of got together and did the Anthem Inc album. Actually, I'm not even on that album, so, you know, I don't even really consider it a Naughty album, but it was, you know, a chance for us to highlight a bunch of talent that was around us and working with us. So I think the mission was accomplished there. And then after that, we did drop a couple of videos, man. If you dig in there, there's a video called I Got a Lotta that was on Anthem Inc. Then there was another one called Flags. Flags didn't make Anthem Inc, but it was a record we did after that. Then we have another song called God Is Us featuring Queen Latifah. So we shot that video in L.A. That was a beautiful video and song. And all of that was affiliated with Anthem Inc album. And as far as the future, right now, Naughty is on hiatus. But everyone's kind of doing their thing after 32 years. But the business, the brand is still intact, and maybe we'll see what's going on, okay?
Hey, man, I gotta say, you know what? Even if there isn't another album, thank you for 30-plus years of amazing Naughty by Nature. But I'm definitely excited just to see what is to come next for Illtown Sluggers, because you guys are on fire, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. I got to push out right now, okay, because I'm in the middle of this mall. But thanks for having me, man, and I'll be back, all right? I'll check back in after I finish the tour, okay?
Hey, most definitely, Vinny. Have yourself a wonderful night, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you June 22nd.
All right, thanks, man.